If a cop pulled you over right now and said, "I know what you did," would you panic? Or would you know exactly what they're allowed to prove? I've watched innocent drivers talk themselves into tickets, fines, and even court dates they never deserved. Not because they were guilty, but because they didn't understand one simple truth. Without real evidence, the law has no teeth. The road doesn't run on fairness. It runs on who knows the rules, and most drivers don't. There are charges officers say they can write, and charges they legally cannot touch without proof. If you don't know the difference, you're not just at risk, you're easy. And easy drivers get taken advantage of. Before we get into it, hit subscribe on Car Care Xpert. I promise this isn't just another list of rules. This is knowledge that can protect your wallet, your license, and your freedom. Watch carefully because the last one is the trap that gets more people every single day than anything else. Number 1, you were speeding without measurable proof. Speeding isn't subjective, it's a number. And without radar, lidar, pacing, or a verifiable visual estimation under proper conditions, an officer's claim is just an opinion. I've seen dozens of tickets dismissed because the officer could not demonstrate how speed was measured. Most drivers assume the badge equals truth, but physics doesn't lie. Feelings do. When you ask calmly how the speed was determined, you immediately shift the power back into evidence-based territory. Officers often pivot to something harder to pin down when speed can't be proven, and that's where the game begins. Knowing this separates drivers who pay blindly from those who hold the system accountable. But the next charge most people never question is even more subtle. Number 2, you ran the stop sign without clear line of sight. A stop sign violation is not about what the officer thinks they saw. It's about verifiable observation. If their view was blocked by traffic, buildings, trees, or even their own patrol car, they have no proof. You are not obligated to prove you stopped. They are obligated to prove you didn't. Dash cams or body cams can create concrete evidence, but without them, the charge is built on inference, not fact. Most drivers argue emotionally, apologizing for something they may not have done, which feels safe but actually cements liability. Understanding this keeps your record cleaner and your defense stronger. And when they realize the stop sign argument won't stick, they often move to your vehicle itself. Number 3, your vehicle is unsafe without a specific defect. I've had clients pull into my shop shaking after an officer claimed their car was unsafe. That word sounds terrifyingly official, but legally it's meaningless without something tangible. Bald tires, cracked windshield in your line of sight, faulty brakes, broken lights. Officers cannot charge you simply because your car looks old, rattles, or makes noise. There must be a specific, verifiable defect tied to a vehicle code. Most drivers accept the warning as truth, never realizing it could be challenged immediately. Recognizing this prevents unnecessary citations and keeps mechanics like me from being asked to fix nothing at all. But once the vehicle is ruled fine, the focus often turns back to your driving behavior. Number 4, reckless driving without defined evidence. Reckless driving requires proof of willful or wanton disregard for safety. Not just going fast, not just weaving through traffic, not just looking unsafe. Concrete actions must be documented. Racing, aggressive maneuvering, ignoring signals in a way that puts others in danger. Without that, the charge is opinion masquerading as law. Many drivers accept accusations because they feel overwhelming, but emotion cannot substitute for evidence. Understanding that reckless driving is a legal term with strict definitions allows you to question, challenge, and sometimes avoid charges entirely. And once that argument falters, the next tactic officers often use targets consent. Number 5, consent to search. Without your voluntary agreement, officers often try to frame silence or hesitation as permission. If you do not explicitly consent, they cannot legally search your vehicle without probable cause. I've seen people hand over keys out of fear, only to have that choice used against them in court. Knowledge here is power. You can politely refuse, state your rights, and avoid a situation escalating unnecessarily. Most drivers don't realize that the search itself is what often triggers additional charges. And when they fail to get consent, the next move can be paperwork manipulation. Number 6, illegal modifications without proper inspection. They may claim your exhaust, lights, or suspension is illegal, but unless they can point to an exact regulation, measurement, or defect, the accusation falls apart. I've dealt with officers who cite vehicles for being loud or looking off, which sounds threatening but is not legally sufficient. The system relies on fear, not evidence. If they can't show the exact standard you violate, there's no charge. Many drivers roll over, pay fines, or even remove parts unnecessarily. Awareness here saves thousands and prevents being targeted again. But when modifications fail to stick, officers often pivot to insurance or registration claims. Number 7, expired or missing inspection without proof. Tickets for expired inspection or registration require verification. Stickers, documents, or system records. I've seen officers cite cars incorrectly because of human error or system lag. Drivers accept guilt instinctively, but a small step, showing current documentation, can stop the charge cold. Most people don't realize the burden is on the officer to prove expiration. And when this fails, officers frequently escalate to minor infractions that feel unavoidable. Number 8, improper lane change without witnesses or recording. A lane change violation sounds simple, but unless it's witnessed clearly or caught on camera, it's almost impossible to prove definitively. Many tickets rely on the officer's perception alone, which is subject to error. When challenged, these cases are often dismissed. Most drivers assume no one will notice the subtle details in documentation or traffic flow. But knowing your rights here gives you leverage. And when the lane change fails, officers sometimes focus on something more personal: your conduct during the stop. Number 9, failure to signal without visual confirmation. Signal violations require proof the light was not used for the required time. If the officer cannot clearly see your signal in real time, or if it's blocked by your hands, body, or other vehicles, there is no evidence. Many drivers accept a ticket rather than request clarification, but small knowledge here can prevent major fines, points, or increased insurance. And when signaling claims fail, the final tactic often comes from manipulation of the situation itself. Number 10, suspicion-based stops without reasonable cause. This is the one that catches most drivers off guard. An officer may stop a vehicle because they suspect something illegal, but the law requires reasonable, articulable cause. Vague feelings, hunches, or guesses cannot stand in court. Many drivers think compliance equals safety, but in reality, understanding the limits of reasonable suspicion can prevent unnecessary searches, tickets, and even criminal charges. The system exploits uncertainty, and when uncertainty is clarified, the officer's options narrow drastically. Most people never realize just how powerful knowing this one fact can be until it's too late. Every driver I've worked with who understands these 10 points drives differently after the fact. Not recklessly, not arrogantly, intelligently. They know where the line is, what can be challenged, and what cannot. Knowledge turns fear into confidence, and confidence turns a potentially expensive stop into a manageable moment. Remember, this isn't just about avoiding tickets. It's about understanding your rights, protecting your record, and saving your time, money, and dignity. Keep this knowledge close. The road doesn't forgive ignorance. You can.